Hey there, welcome back to my channel Rex TV. Today, we're going to talk about a hot topic in current affairs. The recent statement made by Zimbabwe's President Mnangagwa regarding the crackdown on the opposition in his country. In a bold and controversial statement, Mnangagwa has declared that the leaders of the Southern African Development Community (SADC) will not be able to stop his government's crackdown on the opposition. This statement comes in the wake of widespread criticism and concern over the violent repression of opposition activists and dissenting voices in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa's defiance of regional pressure to address human rights abuses and political repression has sparked outrage and disbelief among many observers. It reflects a troubling trend of authoritarian leaders ignoring international and regional calls for accountability and respect for basic human rights. The crackdown on the opposition in Zimbabwe has been widespread and brutal, with reports of arbitrary arrests, torture, and intimidation of political activists and journalists. The government's heavy-handed tactics have drawn condemnation from human rights organizations and political leaders around the world, but Mnangagwa appears unmoved by the criticism. The SADC, along with other international bodies, has repeatedly called for an end to the repression in Zimbabwe and for the government to engage in meaningful dialogue with the opposition. However, Mnangagwa's recent statement casts doubt on the effectiveness of regional pressure to address the crisis in Zimbabwe. This defiance of international and regional pressure by Mnangagwa raises serious concerns about the state of democracy and respect for human rights in Zimbabwe. It also highlights the limitations of regional bodies like the SADC in effectively addressing political crises and human rights abuses within member states. The international community must continue to exert pressure on the government of Zimbabwe to uphold its obligations to respect human rights and political freedoms. It is crucial for the SADC and other regional bodies to take a firm stance against authoritarian leaders who blatantly disregard the values and principles of democracy and human rights. The situation in Zimbabwe is a stark reminder of the challenges facing the international community of addressing political crises and human rights abuses in authoritarian regimes. It is essential for leaders and organizations around the world to stand in solidarity with the people of Zimbabwe and to demand accountability and justice for the victims of repression and violence. As always, I encourage you to stay informed about current events and to speak out against injustice and repression wherever it occurs. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.